first appearance of the Lombards in history goes back to the beginning of the 1st century AD, when they are mentioned by classical authors such as Strabo, Tacitus, and Suetonius. At that time, they lived along the Elbe River and belonged among other Germanic peoples. Archaeological finds from that time do not distinguish them significantly from others. Some classical authors even consider them part of the Suebi. Later, they moved on to the territory of the present-day Czech Republic. For the history of the Lombards, the most important is the Benedictine writer Paul the Deacon, who writes his Historia Langobardorum at the end of the 8th century. By birth, he was a Lombard who assumed Christianity, lived at the Church of Charlemont, and later in the Monte Cassino monastery in Italy. The path of the Lombards from Scandinavia to southern Italy is described in historical sources and can be learned from archaeological material. The best description is found in the History of Lombards written by Paul the Deacon in the 8th century. Their journey started in Scandinavia and first took them to the shores of the Baltic Sea, continuing to the river basin of the Elbe in northern Germany. Through the following centuries, they moved to the territory of the present-day Czech Republic, near the Morava River, and northern Austria, north of the Danube. At the beginning of the 6th century, they crossed the Danube and settled in the Pannonian Plain, where they remained until 568. Here they were neighbours to the Gepids, with whom they waged several wars. In the second half of the 6th century, the Avars arrived in Pannonia, which significantly changes the political situation of this region. They joined the Lombards to defeat the Gepids, but the Lombards do not like the new neighbours, and in 568 they move, crossing the Slovenian lands in the process to Italy. In the 5th century, on Slovenian territory, Roman towns such as Emona, Celju, and Petovio decayed. Their inhabitants fled either to the coast of the Adriatic Sea and to Italy, or to well-protected hilltop settlements. Politically, at the end of the 5th and the beginning of the 6th centuries, they belonged under the Ostrogothic kingdom. When this kingdom was defeated, they were ruled by the Byzantines. Emperor Justinian made a gift of this territory, the territory of Paulus Noricon, and Pannonian fortifications to the Lombards in 546 or 548. At that time, we also find the first traces of Lombards in the Slovenian territory.